our delegates from more than 22 different countries. A very warm welcome to all of you on this first ever Anuvrat International Conference. I'm Shivani Wazir Pasrich, and on behalf of the organizing committee of the Acharya Tulsi Birth Centenary Celebration Committee, I would like to welcome you all, especially the chief convener of the committee, Shri Kaval Kumar Duggal, and of course on behalf of Mr. Surinder Borat Patavari, who is the convener of the Anuvrat International Conference, and of course also Mr. Kanhaiyalalji Jain, who is the organizing convener of the Anuvrat International Conference. So I think since we're talking about the Anuvrat philosophy and what it all means, no better way to begin than with remembering those essential values which are absolutely what brings us all together here. So for those of you who don't understand this, I think just the chanting of it is spiritual and perhaps infectious. And for those of you for whom it's part of the breath you take, of course, I'm an outsider. Forgive me for any mistakes I might make. Namo Arhantanam. Please repeat after me. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayaryanam. Namo Oadhyayanam. Namo Loe Savsahunam. Even when we have a classical recital, we first begin by acknowledging the gods, the goddesses. We take permission from Mother Earth to trample upon her, and we welcome those who are seated in the audience. Keeping those basic philosophies of welcoming and valuing the time that people take out to be here with us, in this spirit, we welcome all the people here with us today. There is really no better time than this to have this discussion. It's not because it's a time when we have such horrible incidents around us. The recent flood in Kashmir has still not subsided, and suddenly we have problems in the Northeast as well. When the protesters on the 23rd came out on the streets in New York and were written up in The Guardian, it perhaps was not because of the floods here. Maybe it was because of what Sandy did, what it threatens to do. They're trying to break through to Wall Street and say, look, this could get flooded, was all part of that whole thing. It's a global issue, sustainability, circular economy, and here with us, we have essentially what keeps the world going, the young people who carry forward the torch of learning, the torch of continuity, the torch of caring. I had the privilege of meeting these two young monks when I came in here to meet Acharya Shri. As Acharya Shri comes amidst us, I would request you all to welcome him with Vande Guruvaram. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the privilege of having among us the 11th Acharya to celebrate this occasion of Acharya Shri Tulsi's birth centenary. Ladies and gentlemen, with this magical moment here on stage, I would like to hand over to Gurudev to share with you the basics of the Anuvrat philosophy, to acquaint you with what this celebration means, and to take you on a journey, not in real time, in virtual time. So very quickly you'll travel through the journey that he has undertaken over the last so many decades. Ladies and gentlemen, Acharya Shri Mahasharamanji. Just to acquaint you, the philosophy here is that there is no violence, no killing, no aggression, environmental preservation, and believe it or not, there is so much violence embedded in the way we live, we don't even notice it. For instance, if you clap, there is a breaking of the cycle of energy. So in this room, whenever you want to acknowledge something as really path-breaking, I'll request you to just say Om Arham, and you can do that with both your hands. And that brings together wonderful energies. So releasing those wonderful energies, be it from your hands or the butterflies that do unbelievable things in this world, the bees without which there would be no pollination, the forces without which the circles and the energies would be broken. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Acharya Shri Mahashamanji.
पाद संस्पृशि निर्विशेष मनस्काय श्री वीरस्वामिने नमः. Monks and nuns, brothers and sisters, there is a verse in the holy scriptures of the Jains, Varam me appadanto sanjamena tavenaye maham parehi dammanto bandhanehi vahehiye. It is better for me to control myself through self-discipline and austerities, lest I should be forced to be controlled by shackles and scourges. The world today is in search of a sustainable model of development. The Anubrat presents a model based on self-discipline. The slogan of Anubrat is Sanyamah Khalu Jivanam. Self-discipline is indeed the life, but then there are few questions which need to be answered. How can we transform the hearts? How can we reform the society? How can we translate knowledge into action? How can we switch over from sadness to gladness? How can we shift from disparity to parity? How can we cultivate unity in diversity? The questions are many, but the answer is one, that is Anubrat. What is Anubrat? Anubrat is a universal code of conduct which has the potential to resolve the global problems, to get rid of the widespread conflicts, to extirpate the destructive emotions and create a new peaceful world order. It was the divine wisdom of the great visionary, late Acharya Sri Tulsi, that gave birth to the Anubrat movement, and the intellectual acumen of the great spiritual practitioner Acharya Sri Mahapragya Ji, that the mission got crystallized into a worldwide activity. Anubrat teaches to practice self-discipline by putting voluntary limit to one's consumption. If this is not done, then endless desires for leading a luxurious life would augment to such an extent that the mankind would have to face catastrophic situation. It is therefore necessary to use the synergy of the ancient wisdom with scientific technology. Non-violence and self-discipline are to be practiced in each and every field of life. Through this only, the ultimate penance to the burning global problems can be found. Ultimate panacea to the burning global problems can be found. For inculcation of human values, the two powerful media are to be utilized: education and parents. The first medium would be effective through training in non-violence, which would, of course, include the training in self-discipline. First, the teachers are to be trained and then the students. The second medium would become successful only if the parents themselves become the role models for their children. I hope that the presentation of papers and the interaction in the conference would go a long way in strengthening the moral fiber of the global society by suggesting the practicable means and ways to inculcate non-possessiveness, self-restraint, mutual understanding, and the spirit of reverence for all forms of life, including even the plants. I wish for a bright success and a fruitful outcome of the conference for achieving its objectives. Om.
Thank you, Acharya Sri Mahashramanji. His Holiness' words are few, but certainly have a great impact and an even greater meaning. And just to say that when you saw the young monks come on stage, you think about it, what makes such young children decide to renounce their family and take the vows of being a monk? Is it something that comes from within? Are you born with it? Let me just share with you. When Acharya Sri Tulsi was just a little boy, he went to his mother and he said, who will be the successor of our current Acharya Ji? And his mother said, what a thing to ask. How can you talk like this? And then he went on to become such a young monk at the age of 11. And of course, then the rest you will know as we proceed through the 3-day conference. In fact, in a very short while from now, through an audio visual, which we are going to share with you on the Anuvrat philosophy. The point is, we are born to fulfill certain responsibilities that are part of our karma. The point is, at this point of time, when I see our Acharya Ji here, His Holiness, there is a reason why he's here on stage. At this point of time, the UN Leaders Summit is happening on climate change. It's just happened. At this point of time, we have the Anuvrat International Conference here, and in Patna they have a conference on Jainism for the exact 3 days. It's not a coincidence. There's a greater force saying, you know what, please stop and take notice. You already have a simple doctrine called the Anuvrat philosophy, where in 11 simple points there is given a way of life that can be a way which is a better way. So instead of not appreciating what exists, how about seeing it and not just seeing it but absorbing it as well?